Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Rehana, and I'm coming to you with another look. This look is Halloween inspired, so if you want to see how I achieved it, keep on watching. So I started off by prepping my face with some primer spray, and now I'm adding my favorite foundation, L'Oreal True Match in the shade N8, and I'm just gonna put that foundation all over my face and set it with my Nika K powder in the shade Nutmeg. This is gonna act as the base for my Halloween look. So I'm gonna start out this look by using my Juvia's Place eyeshadow palette, the Zulu by Juvia's, and I'm using the shimmery aqua color in my inner tear duct. And I'm just gonna blend that into the matte aqua color from the same palette. So I'm using that matte aqua color to start to create the silhouette of the butterfly. So I'm gonna do both wings on my eyes, and we're just gonna start to taper that aqua color upwards. I'm now going to go into my Urban Decay Electric palette, and I'm going to take the shade Chaos with a bit of Gonzo, and I'm going to blend those two colors into the aqua and extend it outside and over my brow, outside of my eye and over my brow. From that same Urban Decay Electric palette, I'm also going to take Jilted and Urban, and I'm going to put Jilted right next to the Gonzo, and I'm going to use Urban, which is a darker shimmery purple, to do the edges of the wing. And it's not going to be the thing about creating art on your face. It does not have to be perfect. So I'm just gonna shade all those colors and ensure that they transition one into the other smoothly. And I'm gonna take my Snazaroo face paint. I'm gonna take the black paint and begin to outline the wing of the butterfly. So after I create the general shape, I'm gonna go in and do some vein-like lines to mimic the veins on a butterfly wing. I used a bit more black than I would probably do on a regular day because it is a Halloween inspired look, and I wanted it to be really dark and mysterious and all these things. So I went in with a bit more black, and I also used touches of white to create highlights on the wing. So I'm gonna do one eye on camera. I'm gonna put my lashes on. I'm also going to add some chunky glitter in the inner tear duct, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna do the rest of the face. I really wanted some bold lashes for this look, so I used the 25 millimeter mink lashes from A Crown Mink, and these lashes were perfect for the look. So now that we're finished with the eyes, I went on to creating a nose to mimic the nose of a skull. So I'm just creating an outline with my black kohl pencil, and I would be filling it in with black face paint, and I would use a bit of black eyeshadow from my James Charles palette to do some shading. Now I'm gonna take that same black face paint to begin to hollow out my cheeks like the skull. So I'm going to be outlining the area first and then filling it in with some black paint and fading it out with some black eyeshadow around the edges. You may see me go back in with some concealer, but that's to add some highlights so I can create high points and low points on my face so that it would look really hollowed out. So now I'm just using a bit of black shadow and some concealer so that I can create a highlight or a halo around the hollow area of the skull, and I'm just gonna pat that in and blend out the edges with some black eyeshadow. So I'm sort of doing my face haphazardly, so I'm not going in any direct order. So I decided to do the teeth first before I went any further with my cheeks. So what I'm using here is some blue gems to complement the eye look, and I'm just sticking these on with dual lash glue. Do not try this at home. And I'm gonna stick the first four in opposite directions, and then the fifth ones I would flip them to mimic a canine. So that's what I'm adding there right now. So we have the fifth ones going in opposite direction. And after that, I'm gonna go in with some black face paint, and I'm just gonna paint the inside of my lips to create some depth. So I'm taking that black paint all between the gems so that I can create a shadow so that they look more outstanding. And then I'm going to take some black eyeshadow as well to do a bit of shading around them. Right now, I'm just going into different parts of my face and adding shadows and cracks to make the skull look more realistic. Um, I really wanted the look to be dark and to have a nice contrast against the bright blues on the eyes. I think that's what I love most about face painting, that you have the freedom to make things up as you go along, because I don't even think I intended for the look to turn out like this, but once I started, I got really excited and I just kept getting more ideas on how I can make it better, and I tried it out and it worked out. So, if you're gonna try to recreate this look, be free spirited. Like, just try some things, and you can tag me on Instagram or Facebook if you try it out so I can see your version. So now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna create a a frown using the black shadow to create an angle where it looks like my forehead is being squeezed together. So I'm just shading out some black eyeshadow in that area. I'm also going to add some near to my cheek so that it would give the illusion of a really high cheekbone. So I wasn't getting the impact that I wanted from the cheeks. So I decided to cover up an area with the same foundation that I used earlier to kind of erase some of that cheekbone and to outline and shade it over so that I can create more depth, because I wasn't getting the depth that I was looking for. So I'm using a small angled brush and my black eyeshadow to create some cracks on the forehead. And the gist about it is that I didn't want any area of my face to be bare. Because, I mean, if you dig up a skull, it's gonna look weathered away, it's gonna have cracks, it's gonna have crevices, it's gonna have dirt. So I wanted to just fill in any space that I can find with shadows and small cracks, and I just wanted to intensify the outer wing a bit. So I went back in with some black eyeshadow. So this was going to be the end of the look, but I thought it looked rather bare. So I thought, maybe I should bring the wings down on my neck a bit. So I'm starting off with the same shimmery aqua color from my Zulu palette by Juvia's Place. And I'm going back into the Urban Decay Electric palette with Gonzo and Chaos. And I didn't have purple face paint. So I had to do a bit of mixing with the blue and the red until I got the purple shade that I wanted. And then I began to create what looked like the wings of a butterfly. So when I finally got the purple shade that I desired, I did five petal looking wings thingies. I don't know what you would call these segments. Oh, I could probably call it segments. Wing segments on my neck. So here I'm just creating the basic outline, and that would give me the idea of how I would want the final look to come out. So I think I was going for like a kind of high collar. So that's why you would see me later on blending the shimmery aqua colors together before I divide them into segments because I wanted it to come up my neck like a collar. So I'm just going to use a blending sponge to blend the paint into the shimmery eyeshadow while it was still half dry, just so that we would have a seamless transition. And then I'm going back in with that aqua color and I'm taking it down so that I can create a nice ombre effect. Right now I'm going back in once more with my black face paint and I'm gonna create the segments. So I'm gonna create 5 segments or 5 petals, and then I'm gonna use some black eyeshadow to create some shadow around the edges of the petals or segments so that it would give it like a 3D effect. It's my first time doing a face paint on that scale on myself. So I was pretty shaky around the edges, but that's all right because it's paint. We can always use our lines to build up into something better. So I'm going back in right now with my black eyeshadow while the paint is still half dry, and I'm just sort of blending out certain areas so that I can create a shadow. I'm going in with a very thin pencil face brush and I'm just gonna create some veins on the wings so that it looks more realistic. And then I'm going to go in with the white color to add some dots, like how you would see dots on, I think it's the monarch butterfly. I'd have to do a check, but I thought it was a nice touch. So I'm gonna do the veins and then we're going to add the dots and then fill in any other areas we feel needs to be covered up. So right now I'm just adding in the final touches and fixing my hair. It's not gonna be a tightly curled hairstyle or anything, but this is the final look. So let me know what you think and I'll see you in the next one.